Year 3 is off and rolling. Welcome back, everybody, to the Las Vegas Raiders franchise here on Madden 26. We are starting to get into the midpoint of the season where we sit at a very healthy 4-1. Last episode, we shook off the rough 1-1 start and put together a 3-0 episode, extending our winning streak to 4 games straight. And in the week 5 matchup against New England, the last game that you saw, we put together our most complete output of the season. Ashton Jeanty ran for 146 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Dale Burton was able to find rookie tight end Josh Mann for 2 of his first career receiving touchdowns, and we even managed to get some defensive contributions with an interception from Darian Porter and a pick 6 from Terrell Carey. Taking a look at the standings, you see obviously we are in a very healthy spot with our 4-1 record. Only 8 teams have an equal or better record to us, including our division rival Broncos, and only 2 teams stand unbeaten at this point, 1 in each conference. In the AFC, the Pittsburgh Steelers, led by second-year quarterback Tim Hammond, and then in the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks with their fantastic defense led by former Raider Max Crosby. But as we get into this episode, we are going to face some very tough opponents today. We are 100% going to get through the Packers and the Lions, which are our first 2 games on the docket. 2 very solidly talented teams, and if time permits, depending on how those games go and how we're looking, we will get the second Broncos game. Denver, the only team to give us a loss on the season. As I talked about last episode, I felt like that we needed to make a couple of slight slider tweaks. These are the sliders that I am currently using, and what I just did, I reduced our wide receiver catching by 1, upped our pass coverage by 1, and then also knocked down CPU catching 1, upped their run blocking by 1 because teams have really struggled to run the ball against us, and then also upped tackling by 1. These 1-point increments really do a lot. The tackling needs to go up to try and help the CPU run defense. Right now, I still think that it is frankly quite easy for us to run the ball. I want it to be a little bit harder. I still think we should be leading the league, but I will always take more of a challenge as long as it's not overpowering. A couple of roster moves to clean up. The Giants signed Jamal Bonds from our practice squad. If you remember, he was the lower rated of our 2 superstar dev UDFA interior defensive linemen. We tried to sneak him on the practice squad, and unfortunately the Giants ended up poaching him. It did take 5 weeks for it to happen, though, which is longer than I would have expected. And we respond by snatching up CJ West and signing him to our practice squad. So we replaced 1 defensive tackle with another. Mock Draft 1 did get revealed. Now, I'm not going to be paying too much attention to this because we do not have a first round pick. We made plenty of early picks in last year's draft. We are not going to be making a first round pick this year. I can almost guarantee you that. But this is the class. Remember, it's a very strong receiver, interior defensive line, and running back class. And you're seeing a lot of those positions scattered around in the first round of this draft. The turnover issues that were the focal point of last episode have appeared to be diminished. We only had 1 turnover in our last 3 games. Last episode, we've kept Dale Burton clean. He's only been sacked 4 times, and 1 interception that we did throw last episode was on a deep shot, 1-on-1 to Parker Griffin. It's a shot that we're going to take every single time. It just so happens that Christian Gonzalez is a really, really good corner, and he beat Griffin for the ball. But I'm very happy that we got back to our winning ways on offense, which is run the ball, control the clock, don't turn the ball over, and let all of these athletes that we have do the hard work for us. But we've got some more work to do. We can never get too complacent, and we had to start looking ahead to our next opponent in the Green Bay Packers. They've started the year 3-2. They have gone undefeated in the NFC North to start, winning a close one against the Lions, and then beating the Vikings comfortably. Vikings, they are one of the worst teams in the league. They're one of 2 teams to start the year, 0-5. Green Bay has lost 2 games, one by 3 to the Rams, and another one by 6 to the 49ers. So this is a very, very talented team. Taking a look at the season stats for Green Bay, they have a top 10 scoring offense, a top 10 scoring defense, and the 9th best rush defense in the NFL. So this is a team that holds offenses to a few amount of points and stops the run at a pretty good clip. Now this is going to be very interesting. How does a 9th ranked rush defense hold up against our 1st ranked run defense? I also think this is the best offense that we're going to face. Yes, even better than Kansas City. I think they have more overall talent and are more scary on the ground. So I think that leads to a more complete offensive outlook. Jordan Love is currently having his most efficient season to date as a starter for the Packers with a just shy of 105 passer rating, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. He is a true dual threat. He can run the ball, but he will beat you from the pocket. He is a superstar X factor, and we're going to take a look at the traits. I noticed this when we were talking about Drake May, that it definitely does play into the game plan a little bit. He has that same throwaway trait that May had, so we're going to try and get him pressured, force him outside the pocket, and see if he'll throw the ball away. He is a risk taker, someone who's going to try and force the ball into the tight windows. We haven't had a lot of tight coverage so far. Our secondary has been a little bit shaky, but if we can cover these wide receivers, I think we may be able to get a lucky pick. And then he does a nice job of keeping his eyes up, moving towards the line of scrimmage, and not just tucking the ball and running at the first sight of pressure. And then you pair him up with Josh Jacobs. The former Raider has continued to be a very, very good running back. He's the best running back that we are going to face at this point in the season. Very good at breaking tackles, extremely good vision. I'm very interested to see how our top-ranked rush defense handles a running back of his caliber. The wide receivers are not exceptional, but they are explosive. Matthew Golden is the 1, Jaden Reed the 2, Romeo Doubs the 3. All 3 of these guys, I think they complement each other very well. They have very sure hands. They're guys that you can press a little bit, so I feel pretty comfortable running stubby, especially with Darian Porter, maybe not so much with Terrell Carey. So I think we may run a little bit more stubby if the trips is to Porter's side, and maybe some more half quarter possibly if it's to Carey's side. But then you also have to think about tight end Tucker Kraft, the best tight end that we have seen to this point. Now, Ashton Sarah for the Patriots might be better in time, but Kraft, 260 pounds with 88 speed, very, very sure hands. It's going to be a little bit of a taste of our own medicine, seeing what a tight end of sort of Brock Bowers caliber, kind of a tuned down Brock Bowers. The O-line is quite solid. The Packers always have sneakily a really solid offensive line. They have a fantastic pass block and left tackle in Rasheed Walker. Not the best run blocker, though. As we go to left guard, this is the weak link in Aaron Banks. He does struggle most against speed. On the interior, Elton Jenkins has done a fine job after sliding in from the outside. And then at right guard, they have the second-year behemoth, 345-pound Armon Whitlock. He really, really struggles against finesse. So this could be a game where Tommy Donaldson does have a little bit of finesse to him. You know, for a big guy, he's got a little bit of speed rushing capability to him. I want to see if he can maybe whip out some of those moves against these bigger, more plodding guards. Then at right tackle, Zach Tom, he's one of the best at handling speed. In particular, I wouldn't expect Glenn Ramsey to have a big game one-on-one. We're going to try and stunt him up, though, see if we can maybe get these finesse rushers from the outside rushing against some guards on the inside. But now on to the defense, and specifically the defensive line. This is the group that scares me the most with the Packers. Rashawn Gary as a number 1 is whelming, I would say. As a 2, very, very terrifying, especially when he is a number 2 to this guy, 99 overall, Micah Parsons. He's going to be rushing against Colton Miller most of the time. So this is one of those rare instances where I have to wonder, does Colton Miller need help? A 99 overall is different from a 90 overall. I mean, Parsons, 95 power move, 99 finesse move. How are we going to stop him? If Colton Miller can handle him in pass pro, I feel really good because then we can give all the help to the other side to Gary. But if Parsons starts taking over this game, which he very much could, I mean, it doesn't have to be just as a pass rusher. He's a very good run defender as well. If we can't run to the left, that really limits our options. If there is one area, though, with this defense that I think is weak, it is the interior of their defensive line. Their best player is Tyir Tart. Now, Tart is a good player, but he shouldn't be your number one interior guy. Their second, Cam Jackson, is out. So we're going to see second-year man Cam Farrell, as well as rookie Ethan Daly taking reps on the interior. This is the matchup. This is what we want to see. And I think this is going to be a big interior run game. Just don't run at Micah Parsons. I think we need to take our same approach that we've taken against these elite defensive ends that we've played in the past. If we don't have to block them, then we shouldn't. And if we can't block them, then don't. We're going to run the ball inside. We'll read Parsons. We'll bootleg and just not block him. We'll split block him. Do everything we can to get good angle blocks on him instead of just trying to take him on one-on-one. Green Bay does have very, very good linebackers, Isaiah McDuffie, Edgerrin Cooper, and Quay Walker. They are decently sized, solid against the run, particularly Quay Walker, and Cooper is very, very good in coverage, as well as McDuffie. They're going to be very, very tough for us to get anything on, and when you think about the struggles we've had against teams like KC with their great linebackers, it kind of gives me a bit of the same feel. We got more former Raiders. Nate Hobbs is CB1 for the Packers. I'll be interested to see where they decide to play him, if he is taking reps in the slot or if they will let him play on the outside. He is a solid athlete. He's fine, right? If he has to match up with Trey Tucker, then down the field, I think Tucker could win. I think he can also win against Carrington Valentine. But Hobbs, great slot corner, good tackler, good in zone. Valentine on the other side, a bit more suited for man. And then they also have the rookie Tommy Dotson. I would assume that he should be playing on the outside. 6'3", 205, blazing speed, great zone corner with a very promising future ahead of him. Already has his superstar dev revealed. Then the safety room, Brian Cook and Xavier McKinney solidify a very, very quality secondary. I actually think it's the Green Bay defense that scares me more than the offense. But I think our game plan is very, very similar to what we had against New England, where just we want to run up the middle. We want to run up the middle, see if their interior defensive line can stop us. If not, we're not going to complicate this more than we have to. And we do have one injury going into the game. Savion Williams did suffer a minor injury in practice, and he's being held out of this game. It won't impact our game plan all too much. You just won't see any Wildcat, most likely. Welcome to Lambeau Field. We are on the road, back at it again, week 6 against the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be a really, really good one. Time to see what a great rushing offense taking on a great rushing defense is going to look like. Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Xavier McKinney, an excellent Packers defense. We'll have to wait because the Raiders defense is going to be up first. Okay, so Jordan Love comes on the field. I don't know why they show career stats instead of season stats, because I think that I see that he has 129 passing touchdowns this year. I did see that the Packers run a lot of RPOs. They have like the RPO set in their playbook or the play sheet. So we're going to go ahead and commit to those RPOs, and we're going to get gun cluster here. I hope that we can just play this like we play bunch. And it's going to start with a handoff to the outside. What are we doing here? Spinning around in the backfield, losing 3 yards is Jackson. That's not Josh Jacobs. No, that is Nate Jackson, the second-year running back. It looks like they have a little bit of a rotation going between him and Josh Jacobs. Very interesting. But a big loss to start on first down. We definitely like to see that. Jacobs in now for second down. We get motion coming across. And now going back, that's Jaden Reed. Play fake for Love. He has time, checks it down to Reed. He makes one man miss, but the linebackers rally. Matthias and Cherry brings up a 3rd down and 7. And I see that cluster look again. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to play our cover 6 check to it. I would love to get a press on Jaden Reed there with Darian Porter. We do get it over the middle. Caught for a 1st down. That is Matthew Golden able to beat CJ Hicks. That fast release from Jordan Love, able to get the ball out extremely quickly. Hicks, he did collide on it, but just not quite fast enough. A little bit of motion here. It's going to be a handoff going outside. Josh Jacobs makes some defenders miss, able to get a gain of 9. This handoff to Jacobs. He bounces away from Matthias, but cannot get away from CJ Hicks. It'll bring up 3rd down. Very, very short. Let's see if there's going to be goal line. It is. I'm expecting sneak here. And the sneak is exactly what we got. Jordan Love able to pick up the 1st down. It's going to be 1st and 10 again for the Packers. Love to throw. He's got a man wide open. There was no man assigned to the tight end because of the pressure we were bringing. And that is 3 first downs all ready for the Packers offense. And off again here to Jackson. He doesn't seem to get a lot of yardage on first contact. It's kind of a guy, he gets what's blocked for him, and then he ends up going down. Well, we got 3rd and 3. And this situation, I definitely think I want to play palms. Collide on any short routes to the outside. In Penny. Love, he's going to throw over the middle. Caught by Tucker Kraft, but he loses yardage. Oh, he lost forward progress. All the way back to the 27. It's going to be 4th down and 1. Do the Packers go for it? We might have gotten a bit bailed out here. They are going to go ahead and go for it. So we're going to bring our base personnel on the field. We're going to show blitz. Let's go ahead. We'll back off with Terrell Carey, but that's it. Everyone else in the box. Love hands it off. Jacobs. Oh, we stuff him! Taken down. It's Sergio Matthias, and the Raiders turn away the Packers on downs. Sergio Matthias ends up making the tackle, but Derek Hall and Chauncey Cherry make this play happen. Miscommunication up front for the Packers. They assigned 3 offensive linemen to block Sterling Haynes, and they just let Chauncey Cherry run right through. Aaron Banks passes him up. So the fullback has to make a choice. Adam Prentice has to choose. Does he block Cherry or block Hall? He chooses to go for Derek Hall, which leaves the super athletic Cherry to shoot the gap, make contact with Jacobs, and Matthias. He's on his path, does a great job reacting. Cherry can't make the tackle, but his buddy is there to help stand up Josh Jacobs and force the turnover on downs. So here we go, 1st and 10, and you know the weakness of this Packers defense is that defensive line. We're going to go ahead and test them out right here. Motion Josh Manover, give some help with Micah Parsons on the field. Give it to Ashton Genty. Oh, he breaks a tackle, bounces off of Parsons, somehow able to get 5 on that run. 2nd down, play fake for Burton, has to get rid of the ball quickly. It's in and out of the hands of Josh Mann. Parsons was coming on that rush, and a good hit, able to knock the ball out. 3rd down and 5. We get a 3-man front from Green Bay. This is man coverage. We're going to check into the QB draw. This should be way too easy. Let's go ahead, read the block. Good job, Steve Holloway. Dale Burton picks up the 1st down. Just use that easy check. If the box is super light, get into the QB draw and get your yardage. Safety rotates down for Green Bay to the weak side. We're going to run outside zone back to the strong side. Give it to Genty. Look at the backside pursuit from Parsons. That was absolutely insane. And they're going to come out here. They're going to come out and still run this extremely light front. We have to run against the 3-man front. We have to. give it to Genty, but the Packers all over it. 3rd down and 12. Not a situation that is conducive to success, especially with a great pass rush. We got a slide to the right to handle Parsons. All right, we got maybe cover 2 here. Let's take a peek to Josh Mann. Let's try and hit him. Oh, he takes a massive shot from Brian Cook. Had to try and get him over the middle. Could not hang on. It was rotation into cover 3. We didn't have other routes on the field. That's going to end up being a punt. Kick from A.J. Cole pins Green Bay at the 14. And they're going to come out now under center with 1 tight end and a tight look. We respond with Penny. Love to throw. Has time over the middle. Caught Romeo Doubs pulling away from Drew Sanders. And that is a gain of 20. If we got any fans of the classic West Coast offense, they're going to like this. A little bit of near formation. Play fake for Love. Gets rid of it. Out to Jacobs. Matias brings him down. It's a gain of 6. 3rd down and 1 now. It's a play fake. Love rolling left. Throws. Got Jaden Reed. Able to pull away from Darian Porter for the 1st down. Packers just so methodical on offense. Really just, we're just a step behind right now. Not able to keep up with all these crossing routes. And they're able to come out in this 2 tight end look in base defense, as that's going to be the end of the 1st quarter. And they're able to run the ball decently. But really, it's the passing game that's beating us right now. And off to Jacobs going outside. Oh, he runs right over Darian Porter, but Keon White able to take him down. It's a gain of 2, or a loss of 2 for that matter. Love to throw again. Going outside. Knocked down by Terrell Carey. There we go. So, 3rd and 12 coming up. We're going to get a load look. And Green Bay's going to respond with the tight formation. We're going to pass commit. We will green dog with CJ Clayton. They keep Jacobs in to protect. Ball out. Caught. Matthew Golden. What happened, Terrell Carey? I just want to make the record straight. I did not shade inside. All I did was shade over the top. What is this? What stupidity is this? Like Darian Porter, they just ran bench. They ran bench. Darian Porter reacts much more appropriately. You can't tell me this is nothing more than EA just saying screw you. Throwing again is Love. We just can't cover anything to the outside. Everything breaking out, we cannot cover it. If we're going to go man, we're going to have to just start shading outside at this point because we're not able to cover these routes. Handoff now to Jacobs. Run defense doing a good job. That's not a 1st down. No way is that a 1st down. I'm not going to waste a challenge now, but that's a terrible spot. Not a 1st down whatsoever. But 1st and goal. Love to throw over the middle. Drew Sanders just sits there. Lets the ball go right past him. What are we doing? 2nd and goal. Another pass from Jordan Love. Caught. Way too easy. We just sit there. Guys, come on. Like, it's just a simple dig. It's just a simple dig. CJ Clayton, he gets too deep. And Love rips it. I mean, you could say whatever you want. Oh, our pass rush isn't good. Well, it doesn't really matter if the pass rush is good or not because they're not going to get there anyways if he gets the ball out this quick. Here we go on 1st down. We still have to try and set up the run. We're going to motion Darnell Washington over, give it to Genty. We don't get great blocking from Holloway. He's got to seal off Edgerrin Cooper. Well, I said I wanted better run defense in the CPU. Looks like I'm getting it. Also looks like we're getting cover 0 here. I'm going to put Ray Davis on a check release. We do have deep routes. Let's see. We do get pressure. We're going to loft it out. Try and hit Brock Bowers. He cannot bring it in. There is Dotson. They did send pressure. We just couldn't make the throw. We couldn't win. mugged up, muddy look here from the Packers on 3rd and 9. We're just going to have to pure progress this. Rip that seam. Jalen Richards, diving catch, makes the grab. Let's go fast. That is a great, great play. Let's keep them in this same personnel here. Parsons is the lineup at defensive tackle. Here we go. Give it to Ray Davis. That's a nice job. 1st down. We're moving now. So far, Genty not in right now. Looks like dealing with maybe some wear and tear. Light box again. I mean, guys, with this many down linemen, we have to be able to run the ball, but we just can't. Single high. We have man. This is man coverage. So I want to see, does Parker Griffin run the right route on the slop? He does, but he can't bring it in. It's a high throw from Burton. Dots it on the coverage. It had to be ripped fast because Cooper was going to come backside. And right now we're just kind of shooting ourselves in the foot. But we'll get a field goal, 55 yards. AJ Marks, little bit of wind blowing against us here, but Marks has enough of a leg to boot it through. It is 7-3, but I don't feel good based on how the defense has been playing. Jaden Reed has 5 catches for 55 yards. Absolutely unacceptable how we've been able to cover so far on defense. More tight looks. Another quick out route thrown. Porter able to cover it more this time. They're just spamming these quick outbreakers, and we can't do anything about it. I'm not going to press Porter anymore. I'm going to have him staying with that outside leverage. Matthias, you don't need to go out there. I don't know what you're doing. But to throw again. Oh, it's picked off! Nice job, Porter! Darian Porter, give me some blocking! And Porter taken down inside the 20! Nice jump! Darian Porter gets his 2nd pick of the year! You know, this is the type of athleticism that a guy like Porter has. Look at this. I mean, this is leverage. This is leverage, and this is open. It looks like the same exact route that they threw to Jaden Reed on the touchdown. But look at how Porter is just able to get that 6'3" frame. He is long and has insane burst to just get in front of that ball and pick it off. 1st down, play fake for Burton. We got to get out of here. A little bit of pressure from Parsons. Hit Parker Griffin inside the 5, down to the 2. That's what I'm talking about. Ashton Genty back in the game. We're going to run some toss. Use man as a lead blocker. Coming back with the motion. We're going to pull Terry Weary along with him. Wow, the backside pursuit. Farrell, the 69 overall defensive tackle, able to chase down Genty. All right, 2nd and goal. We're going with Haas. We're getting zone. We're going to have to work this to Josh Mann. Basically, everything else is a clear out, trying to open up man. 2nd down. What do we got, Burton? Hit him. Josh Mann, touchdown. Runs right over McDuffie. Takes a shot from Brian Cook. You could argue that's a penalty. But Josh Mann, his 3rd receiving touchdown. He has all 3 in the last 2 weeks. And we got the lead as the second half begins to draw to a close. 4 wide receivers on the field for Green Bay, so we're going to go ahead and bring an extra DB on. It's going to be a handoff, though, to Jackson. He's going to get 5. I thought we may have had a strip there with CJ Clayton. The quarter half's been working for us pretty well on defense. They're going to go ahead, check out of it. Matthew Golden the line at tight end, because of course you can do that in Madden. Ball out to the corner, caught by Tucker Kraft. Matthias and Clayton not able to get out there. This Green Bay passing game is just nuts, guys. It's so fast. Everything's out just so quickly. This ball to Kraft, caught with Matthias all over him. Like, there's just no mistakes. Love in the zone now. He throws, quick ball. Just, we cannot defend this. RPO now, out. Matthew Golden gets the edge, pulling away from the defense, guys. Like, I'm going man to man, and I'm starting to shade underneath. I'm starting to shade underneath, shade outside. I'm begging for a solution here. We can press now, because they're inside the red zone. We're not going to get beat over the top. Love to throw. Finally, we get a pass breakup, courtesy of Sergio Matthias. But it's looking like man has to be kind of the way for us to go here. I'm going to shade underneath because they're throwing the ball so quickly. Love going to the corner, knocked down by Terrell Carey. There we go. All right, that might be our solution. It gets us in to 3rd down and 10. And we're going to try and get these rushers going a little bit with a stunt. Dime personnel on the field. Watch out for Matias having to carry Golden. He does have safety help, but love to throw. Everyone down the field. Throw it to the corner. Knocked down. Zaw Frazier making the play. The dime corner making his appearance. Knocks the ball down, and the defense does stand tall. So Matt Gay on for a short field goal, 36 yards, and we will have some time after this to drive down the field and get some points. We get the ball to start the second half, so this is looking a little bit like the Patriots game where we had the same opportunity. Out to the 26, we go on the kick return, and what the Packers have been doing, they've been running this 3-down look. We're getting drop. This is a drop look all the way. So touchdown, not likely, but we can still get chunk plays with this. We can use the drop coverage to our advantage, get first downs, hit Josh Mann here. We'll take the first timeout. That's a great gain up to the 39. Now we do have a little bit of wind working against us, so I want to get probably to the 40 is where I will feel safe to kick it with AJ Marks. We're going to try and open up Genty here on this arrow route underneath. That's going to be close to a first down. We'll take the second timeout. We're now in a situation where we have to get first downs and then spike the ball. So I'm not really going to mess around here. We're going to bring 2 tight ends onto the field. We're going to run it ahead with Genty, get our first down, and then get right on the ball and clock it. We are close. We're probably going to have maybe 3 plays. We can probably get 1 inbounds without the timeout. Then we have to work the sideline. Looks like more zone. We're going to slide to Parsons. Middle field open. We might have man. No movement from Green Bay. Here we go. Dump it. Hit Parker Griffin. That's going to be a first down. We can get to the line. We can spike this. And then we'll have 1 play. No, we're not going to have 1 play. We took too long getting to the line. So we will kick the field goal now. From 54, AJ Marks. Green Bay does have someone back to return this. I don't think he will be short. Kick on its way from Marks, drifting right, but he nails it for us to go up 13-0 as the first half comes to a close. Well, I think we've seen a big jump in competition, that is for sure. Green Bay is playing us really, really tough here. Offensively, we haven't been able to run the ball, and we've had to find success in other ways. The passing game has had to do a little bit more. It's going okay, but I think we definitely need to be able to run, especially with Green Bay giving us these really, really light boxes. We should be able to do something, but we're not. My concern, though, still lies with this defense. I think we maybe found something with going man in the red zone. That seemed to work a lot better, getting some press going, that we might have to shift to running more man. But the zone, even the match stuff, just does not seem to be working. Not at all. We got a nice pick when we ran quarter, half, but they're running so many outbreakers, it's starting to make me think maybe cover 2 is the answer. So we're going to start attacking there because that's where all the throws have been, is to the outside. And we're going to see how that goes. If we can get them to start throwing over the middle, then we're going to have to adjust again. But we're not able to get any pressure on Love because the ball is just out so fast. First play of second half, let's get some easy touches going to Parker Griffin. Breaks a tackle, able to get a first down on the little RPO. That's our favorite RPO, the one that you can somehow throw an interception on past the line of scrimmage. But we get a first down. We're moving now. And I think I want to keep these RPOs going. We have Trey Tucker as my throw on this one. And we're going to rip it. Late throw there, but we're able to get 7. Really had to wait for that apex to declare. The Packers, they're just crashing so fast that I think we have to go with the RPO to just give us an answer. And they're still being really aggressive, so a screen also is a really good option here. Get Parsons up the field, just able to get rid of it as Burton and Genty just able to get the first down. Single high low, we're going to go play fake. Really the goal here is to try and hit one of those crossers. Got to get rid of the ball because we don't block the blitzing Edgerrin Cooper. And Bowers was wide open on that throw if we were just able to give Dale Burton some time. We got single high here. We're going to work this curl to Griffin. Makes the catch, able to get the first down. Uses that big body to shield off the corner. And we're now into definitive field goal range for AJ Marks. We're going to try and keep on running the ball. See if we can use something, some kind of motion, some kind of extra block to open up space for Genty. We give it to him. Able to find the hole, but Quay Walker just detonates Genty in the hole. He might have 15 yards so far. Zone, and more zone for the Packers. This looks like cover 2. Well, they don't have any guys to get out here and cover Brock Bowers. We'll hit him, get the first down. Nice job. Cooper not able to get out in time, which really is surprising to me considering that they're missing one of their starters and the backup is not of quality. Give it to Genty. There's a good run. Able to get 9 and bring up a 3rd down and 1. And I think this is a situation where I probably just want to give it to Jack Westover and let him pick up the dirty yardage. Extra offensive lineman on the field. We're going to give it to Westover. Goal line look for Green Bay. Westover, he can't get it. Guys, we're coming right back out. I'm not kicking a field goal here. We're going to go ahead, keep the offense on. What is Green Bay in? They are not in. This is not goal line defense. We're going to sneak it ahead. Dale Burton, can we get a yard? Yes, we can. I think they came out in actual defense for that. All right, here we go. Don't let the weird look fool you. This is just spot that we're running here. We're just running spot. We're going to hit Trey Tucker, cover the ball. There's a lot of big linebackers in there, little guy, and we're able to get the first down to the 8. Handoff. Braylon Allen just still not able to get anything. Green Bay, they're so disciplined on defense. I'm really impressed by what they're doing right now. Here we go. 3rd and goal. When in doubt, run mesh on the goal line. We got mesh traffic. We have a lot of routes over the middle of the field. Try and open someone up. We hit Josh Mann, not able to pull away. It will be 4th and goal from the 3. I mean, if I went for it early, I'm going for it again now. I went ahead actually and changed my mind. We tried to get Green Bay to jump. They didn't. So we're going to send AJ Marks out, and he's going to go ahead and bang this through. We will take the lead and extend it to 6. Not the outcome we wanted, but this is just going to be a tight game like this. 2-score lead just may not exist today. Well, this drive took a very long time, so the defense at the very least should be well rested. Now, coming out in bunch, I want to make sure that I have my check, so we're going to go ahead and stick in quarter, half. Love under center. He hands it off to Josh Jacobs. He hasn't gotten a lot of carries today. He picks up 7. Stack look here. We'll pounder the backside. Running man across the board everywhere else. Handoff. Jacobs into the middle of this defense. Nice job. Derek Hall makes the tackle. So now, big 3rd down and 2. And we're going to go ahead, see if our cover 2 strategy can work. We're playing the sticks. Everyone's going to be focused on the underneath stuff. Love to throw. He goes right over the middle where the defense wasn't. Just floats it to Matthew Golden. We're going to play half quarter to the trips. Get 2 over Tucker Kraft. He runs out on Matthias. We just can't help him out there. He gets way too far out. There's nothing we can do. 1st down Green Bay, down to the 21. It's the last play of the 3rd quarter. It just might be a game, guys, where whoever has the ball last and can get that field goal is the one that's going to take it. But now in the red zone, we are able to work with press man. I just realized Alohi Gilman's in because I didn't reset the linebacker position. That ball, oh, it's almost picked off by Carey. No! Bad throw from Jordan Love, and we almost had a game-changing interception. But we got the linebackers in. The right linebackers are in now. 2nd down and 10. Love, he's going to hand it off to Jacobs. Tyree Wilson there. Jacobs breaks away, but it's only a gain of 2. So now we have 3rd down and 8. And we're going to go ahead. We're going to rush 4. We're going to play press man across the board. And we're going to just have to win. We're going to have to win in our one-on-ones. Love throwing at the feet of Matthew Golden. Incomplete. Green Bay will elect to kick. Matt Gay on another short field goal. Brings it right back to a 3-score game. Kick right down the middle. But we're getting the ball back with the lead. We took a lot of time on that last drive. Is it possible for us to take the whole game? I don't think so. But we're going to have a chance to get a touchdown. We'll make it a 2-score game. And I'm thinking maybe what we need is something a little bit even more downhill than what we normally do. We're going to run trap. Steve Holloway, he's going to kick out. We got to get downhill. There we go. Ashton Genty into the open field. See you later, boys. We don't see anyone on the screen. That worked to perfection. Here we go. I just thought that we were just dancing around too much, trying to find our hole. So guess what? We're going to run trap. The easiest run of all time. Pee-wee offenses do it. Now, I don't know what Terry Weary's doing. You don't block the man who's getting kicked out. But he does just enough, gets out of the way, so Steve Holloway can make the kick-out block. Now, this actually hits backside. Because Jackson Powers-Johnson, he's not able to get a clean block on Tahir Tart. But Colton Miller, he gives a bump to Micah Parsons. And then comes up the field, gets Quay Walker. And then we're just sitting here with Xavier McKinney. This is one of the smartest players in the NFL, and he just sits there. And if you give Ashton Genty a crease, he's going to hit it. McKinney then tries to hit stick. He's looking like me when I'm usering. And check out Trey Tucker, just speeding his way to the single high safety, gets 1 block, and then Genty is sprung. One thing's for sure, Ashton Genty's yards per carry is going to look quite interesting after this game because we haven't run the ball well up to that point. But 10-point lead now. Packers can score quick, fast, and in a hurry. So this game absolutely 100% is not over, but I do feel a little bit better now with us getting that score going up by 2 possessions. And we're going to try this cover 2 once again. Chauncey Cherry going to run the pole. He can do this. He is enough of an athlete. More RPO out. Jaden Reed, nice tackle Darian Porter. And that's just not the kind of play that Green Bay is going to need right now if they're going to want to score quickly. I'm fine with forcing them to have these very long, methodical drives. Mugging up the line here. More cover 2, though, from us. Throw underneath, but we're right there. Derek Hall playing coverage. It is a 1st down, but we are a bit more responsive, and we're able to get to the ball carrier a bit faster playing just straight zone. Trips here, love to throw over the middle, out of the hands of Matthew Golden. Chauncey Cherry in coverage. He is really, really good. 2nd and 10, bunch look, Love setting up a screen to Jackson. Nice job, Terrell Carey. Loss of 4 on the TFL. Brings up 3rd down and 14. And we get a bunch look. We're going to go ahead. We have 4 defensive ends on the field. We're going to box this bunch. Love to throw. Outside. It is caught by Dobbs. Porter right there. 4th and 4 coming up, and Green Bay's going to punt? No way can you punt with less than 8 minutes to go, down by 2 scores. I cannot believe the cowardness of this call. Well, now we can definitely start entertaining the idea of taking the rest of this game. And it looks like we might have some kind of weird pressure coming from Green Bay. I'm going to throw Josh Mann on this post. Middle of the field's wide open. If the safeties don't get back, we could have a huge play here. No pressure, but we're in trouble. Oh, no! No! Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Dale Burton loses the ball, and Cam Farrell, the guy that I said, oh yeah, we can pick on him, just scoops it up. We didn't block for anything. I don't think I've ever seen a play where 4 offensive linemen don't touch anyone. You can't even blame me for this. Look at this. No one blocks. This is pathetic by EA. That this kind of coding still exists in their games where they just don't block anyone and let them run through. Like, what is Fashanu doing? What's Holloway doing? I'm trying to get the ball out, but we can't. We just can't get the ball out. I was trying to fiddle my way down to throw the ball to Jack Westover. Dude, we just let Green Bay right back into this game because of that. The only good thing is that we get to go right back on offense. We're going to try and keep the RPO game going. We're going to read Xavier McKinney. What does he do? He goes out. We got to give it to Genty, but we're not able to block these terrible interior defensive linemen. Like, what is going on? It looks like press man. We're going to try. We might have a shot to Parker Griffin depending on the throw. We'd hit Bowers, a terrible throw from Burton, but he's got some of the most secure hands in the league. Thankfully, we're able to hold on and set up 3rd down and 1. Very, very short. And here we go. Beef on the field. 3 tight ends. We're going to give it to Ashton Genty right up the middle, but we don't block. Look at Edgerrin Cooper. All we have to do is get hands on him, but the double teams are too slow. Steve Holloway's trying to come off of this, not Jackson Powers Johnson, who should be the one coming off of it. I don't know what Fashanu's doing. He's trying to run like crunch and wrap. He doesn't touch Cooper, because of course not. Instead, Fashanu ends up blocking a defensive tackle. Darnell Washington, don't know what he's doing. He just gets in my way. Fashanu's blocking the wrong guy. Holloway and JPJ are doing something, that's for sure. And Genty's just bouncing around the backfield. So here we are, relying on the defense to prevent what will go down as an absolutely ridiculous collapse after being up by 2 scores. We're going to go ahead, send pressure from this look. Love, play fake, just dumps it. Jacobs is wide open. Love to throw, steps up, wide open. What happened? What happened to Romeo Doubs? Yeah, so I don't know what Sergio Matias is doing. This is his route, and he takes it all the way. And this is not my responsibility as CJ Clayton, because I was running palms. And in palms, you do not have to take 3 verticals to backside safety. You have no true defined responsibility. Either way, Matias needs to take this. Handoff, 1st down. Josh Jacobs, he's able to get 6. They are really, really close to field goal range now. But at this point, I'm not concerned about field goal. I'm concerned about this defense just being capable to get off the field and not allow a touchdown. 2nd and 4, 2 tight ends on the field. Love, he'll hand it off to Jacobs again, but the linebackers are there. If anyone on this defense is able to make some plays, it is these linebackers. And we're going to get 3rd down and 4. And I'm going to go press man. We have to. We absolutely have to. It's been the best play for us so far. 3rd and 4. Dime on the field. We're going to stunt it up. Love in trouble. Oh, he gets away from Derek Hall. Running 1st down. Keon White injured on the play. We finally got a stunt. And Derek Hall couldn't bring down Love. Green Bay still throwing. Incomplete. Broken up by Darian Porter. Keon White will be okay. We got to get him back in the game. But it looks like the Packers, they're just gonna throw. They're just gonna throw the ball to win. And I kind of gotta respect that if I'm being honest with you. 2nd and 10. Love to throw, has all short routes just over the middle, wide open. Romeo Doubs, first down. And we're really getting into a concerning point now, guys. We're going dime again. Stunting it up. 4 defensive ends on the field. Throwing, incomplete, knocked out by Matias. He does a great job this time. 3rd and 7. They're having this personnel on the field. It doesn't make any sense for the situation. I'm gonna stunt. It's gotta be a pass. It has to be a pass. There's no way it is not. Love, he is throwing. He has time, sacked. Finally, it's Tyree Wilson. Oh my goodness, I'm just relieved. Just relieved that the pass rush got there. Beautiful work on the stunt here from Donaldson. He's able to take the 2 blocks from Banks and Walker. And Wilson able to stunt in and get to Love. I'm just happy we brought him down. I went with cover 1 with a spy for this exact situation in case we couldn't bring him down. But we do. Tucker Kraft looked like he was going to be open here, but the pressure just gets there a bit too fast. So here we go. Matt Gay on to try and tie this game up. Another chip shot field goal. We're coming after it. Let's see. Oh, we got the jump. Oh, we blocked it. We blocked it, baby. Zaw Frazier. Oh, yes. We finally got something to go our way this game. Zaw Frazier, the 6'4" athletic freak. He may not be able to cover. Well, he actually got a PBU this game. This is the Zaw Frazier game. Oh, we got the ball back. Green Bay does have all of their timeouts, though, so we're going to have to still dig into the bag of tricks and try and get this first down. We're going to stick with the RPOs. Does Quay Walker go out here with Brock Bowers? Let's see. He does. Give the ball to Genty. Cut back, baby. That's a gain of 6. That's a beautiful first play for us. Green Bay takes that first timeout, so a first down here does a ton of damage. I just had to waste my second timeout because I was in a play that I didn't like, and for some reason I couldn't audible out of it. So we have to use our second timeout. We have a toss set up here to Genty. Get it. Going out. Edgerrin Cooper, he just flies. My goodness. We lose all of that yardage. Loss of 5. And we're going to have a 3rd down and 9. So here we go. We got man. This is man. So I'm going to go ahead, check into our mesh. Where is Parsons? He's over Olufashnu. Let's give him help. We know what routes have to win. It's Genty. It's Bowers. We'll put man. I can't put him on a wheel. We just got to go. We got to go, guys. We have to win. Let's go. Genty. He cooks him. Cooks Isaiah McDuffie. First down, Ashton Genty. That's game over. And we're going to squeak out another one here, guys. We've been doing this a lot recently. It took possibly some divine intervention, but your Raiders are going to move on to 5-1, sneaking out a win against the Green Bay Packers. I mean, Green Bay's good, man. Green Bay's really good. This defense will take them far. And I'm just happy we managed to figure out the passing game a little bit. The defense, again, just kind of did their job in the second half. First half was shaky. But they didn't even allow a touchdown. The touchdown was allowed by me. Or allowed more by a terrible play by our offensive line. So the defense does just enough. Offense, it was not their game. But it's a team sport for that reason, and that trap run by Ashton Genty was the play that made the difference. Defense did enough. Zaw Frazier did enough. Darian Porter had a pretty good game. some of our young stars are finally starting to show up. Genty does walk away with a pretty respectable stat line, but when you consider that if you took away that one carry that went for 76 yards, he would have had 12 carries for 13 yards. This is just an insane run defense. We were able to just do enough on offense. Parker Griffin led us in receiving, 5 catches, 55 yards, another touchdown for Josh Mann. Offensive line was not great in pass pro. I was pretty disappointed. I was also pretty disappointed in our run blocking. Really was probably the worst game I've seen our offensive line play yet. Sergio Matias was all over the field. 12 tackles, 3 TFLs, 8 tackles for Darian Porter. That's awesome. 1 sack from Tyree Wilson proved to be all we needed. We got 2 PBUs from Carey, 5 in total, which is much more than what it felt like. And Zoff Frazier, man, a PBU and then the blocked field goal won the game for us. And ahead of this game with the Broncos, we have a linebacker breakout scenario. I'm going to assume that this is for Sergio Matias after the game that he had last week. And we are indeed discussing Sergio Matias. How confident are we in a repeat performance? Well, that was a very, very impressive game for him. So I'm going to go ahead and be hopeful. I don't think he'll have 12 tackles every single week. But like I think, yeah, Jamarcus said, it'd be great if he played well again, but we won't know until game day. He needs 7+ tackles and 2+ TFLs to upgrade his dev trait to superstar. And Denver, after trading away Mike McGlinchey, which is a very interesting move that the Broncos choose to do, they signed Trey Escobar from our practice squad. If you remember, Escobar was a UDFA that we signed who had star development, but he just didn't make the roster because we had Eric Ramos as the developmental tackle. So Denver gets a developmental tackle with good development. They were on their bye, so they did not have a game to play, so we take sole possession of first place in the AFC West. Pittsburgh loses, so right now we are the best team in the AFC. Now, I actually did want to address a great question that we got after the last episode. I didn't get to answer it before the Packers game, because I actually played the Packers game before I released the previous episode, but Jacob asks if I would consider trading away Brock Bowers. And his rationale basically is that it doesn't seem like Bowers always gets featured a ton in this offense, and it may be worth saving the money when his contract is up to not pay him. And I think it is an interesting question and kind of a thought exercise. Bowers currently is playing on the 4th year of his deal. We picked up his 5th year option, and the cap hit is going to jump about $12 million to $18.2 million next year. And statistically, yeah, I understand where we're coming from by saying, is he really worth all the money? Last year, Bowers had a career year, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns. That's absolutely fantastic production. This year, we're much closer to where he was in 2025, where he's going to finish somewhere around 800 yards and not quite have the receiving chops that you would expect a top tier target to have. But I do think that that's just kind of the nature of our offense, right? We are a run first offense, and we went out this year and got more playmakers. Last year, it was really just Bowers, Trey Tucker, and then Michael Mayer. But now we also have Josh Mann and Parker Griffin. We have more mouths to feed, and I just don't think with this core of guys that we have, we're ever going to have a dominant receiver who leads the league in receiving yards or puts up extremely gaudy numbers. I think what we still have, though, is a threatening group of weapons that any one of them can have a big game. A couple of weeks ago, it was Trey Tucker. Last episode against the Patriots, it was Josh Mann. You know, it could be anyone. Anyone can have a big game at any time. All that being said though, Bowers is only 4 yards behind Trey McBride, who is the only tight end rated higher than him for all tight ends in receiving in the entire league. Bowers led tight ends in receiving last year. He's going to be right in the mix to do this again. And he's just a couple big games away from really increasing his total and being up here with some of the best receivers in the league. Also, taking a look at our salaries right now, we're rolling in money, guys. We have $144 million in cap space this year. Next year, we're predicted to have 188. And I already went over our free agents for this year. It's not a lot. It's Jackson Powers-Johnson, Olu Fashanu, and that's really it for guys that are going to be expensive. And with Bowers, he's the second best player at his position at an extremely young age, plays a very valuable role. I do agree with the whole, oh, we could replace him in the aggregate. Yes, I think we absolutely could, and we'd be okay, but I don't see there being a reason as to why we would get rid of a really good football player who wants to be here, right? He likes what we have to offer in terms of his motivation, so I don't think re-signing him will be an issue. And it's kind of like the magic box, right? Brock Bowers is Brock Bowers, but trading him for a first-round pick could turn anything, even Brock Bowers. Jacob did have another question saying, or more of a statement saying that it might be a good idea defensively to change it up a little bit and not play as much quarters and start blitzing a bit more from the mug looks. And I do kind of agree. I think that the Green Bay game kind of revealed to me, wow, we're pretty good with just running straight press man. Now, I don't think you can run press man every single snap. That's not reasonable. But it definitely has got me thinking. And the thing that's got me thinking most about is, man, if only I could run like cover 4 or quarter half out of the double mug look. I don't know why EA won't let us do that, but that would be really, really sick. But yes, I think that more blitzing and more straight man could be an answer for what we're struggling with on defense. Definitely do appreciate the questions though, guys. Go ahead and submit them. I love talking with you guys, and I think incorporating these back into the videos would be really, really fun. The post-game press conference idea kind of died with the Rice Dynasty, and I never brought it back. I definitely would love to answer your questions throughout the episode, so definitely keep them coming. On to our next NFC North opponent in the Detroit Lions. Starting the year off at 2-4. And man, looking at this schedule, it reminds me kind of just the inverse of us. We've won a number of close games so far this year. Well, the Lions, they've lost a number of close games. 3 of their 4 losses have come by less than 1 touchdown. And just taking a look at the overall ratings of this team, this is one of the best teams in the league. We played them in the preseason and they kicked our butt. I mean, they have 2 very close to 3 99 overall players. Their worst player on this preview screen is an 85 overall, Aleem McNeil. Brian Branch is hurt, which is a big hit to their overall defense. I was going to say just pass defense, but Branch is an overall amazing player, but this team is just so good. Jared Goff, he's just kind of the distributor at quarterback. He's not going to be very mobile, so we don't have to worry about the scrambling, which I think has hurt us in a couple of weeks, but he's very smart. We can definitely try and pressure him. I think the play action game will be very, very big for them. We have struggled a little bit against play action, but with the Lions, it is the running game. It is Jahmyr Gibbs. It is the preseason hero himself, David Montgomery, and then they just have Keaton Mitchell as a third running back for fun. Gibbs is the best running back in the league. His speed is electric, and I am really concerned about what happens if they go with a condensed look and run outside zone. We're going to have to be screaming over the top of the linebackers. If Sergio Matias is going to have his breakout game, this is the game to do it. Then the challenges that these wide receivers pose, not just the speed of Jameson Williams, but the overall effectiveness of Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know, I want to know, how much are they going to move him around? Is he going to just stick in the slot and be one-on-one with Mekhi Blackman? Because then it can be a pounder game. It can be a quarters game also to give as much attention as possible to St. Brown. I think that Darian Porter should be matching up with Jameson Williams. That won't be an issue. And then Terrell Carey can go against Isaac Tesla because their skill sets kind of fit well together. Sam Laporta, he is a big speed mismatch. I'm hoping that Cherry and Matthias will be athletic enough to keep up with him. He's not the greatest route runner, certainly not the greatest run blocker either, but when you have all these other weapons, it's really, really easy to open up the tight end. We know that the tackles here are great, and they've gotten ahead of the curve of Taylor Ducker's aging, and they've drafted Jared Bayless to be their developmental left tackle of the future. We already know how good Penei Sewell is. We don't even have to talk about him. He's going to shut down Glenn Ramsey. If Ramsey does anything, I will be thoroughly impressed. The interior, not as good. 275s and an 80. So I do think there is some possibility for us to win here, but I do think that they're overall pretty well rounded. Miles Frazier does struggle with some speed, but overall I think it's a very solid offensive line. Defensively, it is focused entirely on Aiden Hutchinson. He's going to be primarily rushing off right tackle. We're going to slide protection his way. Bryce Huff as the 2 is very whelming. And then on the interior, you do have Aleem McNeil and Tyleik Williams, 2 big defensive tackles who are very, very good against the run. So I don't think the interior run is the move this week. Honestly, I think we're going to take our chances running to the edge. I think we're going to try and target Bryce Huff. As an Eagles fan that watched Bryce Huff try and play football, I think that's a pretty good move. But I am absolutely terrified of this guy, Jack Campbell. That big, that fast. He's going to be hitting and hitting hard. We've had our struggles against some of these linebackers. They have Jeremy Fisher, who's an 82 overall in his second year. He brings some more athleticism and coverage. And Derek Barnes has gotten himself up to superstar. Now, geez, look at how good Fisher is in coverage. That is amazing. And even Campbell, for as big as he is really, really good in coverage. This is unique for linebackers where we don't see a linebacker core this good in coverage with this solid of run defense. Normally they're good at one or the other. This group is great at both. They are a bit banged up in the secondary. We already talked about Brian Branch being out, but number 1 corner DJ Reed is also hurt. And I'm actually kind of disappointed in this because Reed, you can see, is not that fast. I figured him against both Parker Griffin or Trey Tucker could be a mismatch. Instead, we're going to see Gilbert Dotson, who will be moving with Griffin. He has the athleticism to hang with him deep. Terrion Arnold, maybe. Trey Tucker can beat him deep. Now, Arnold, he's pretty solid in press, but in off coverage, can we win vertically? Ennis Rakestraw will be the 3rd corner. I will take a look and see who we playing in the slot. I don't see anyone who stands out. Maybe Arnold with that great tackling, but we will definitely take a look when we get into the game. Kirby Joseph at safety, one of the elite safeties, smartest players in the league, amazing in-zone coverage, and definitely does like to hit over the middle. His ratings don't really reflect that, though. There is a weakness here, though. With no Brian Branch, it's going to be Randall Roper, the rookie out of Rhode Island, and that 86 speed stands out to me immediately. He is more of a box defender, a guy who likes to hit. So if he's a single high safety, I'm definitely going to take my chance. So here is Jared Goff, 3 touchdowns away from 300 career passing touchdowns. Let's go ahead, take a quick look, and see who is the slot corner for Detroit. It is going to be Terrion Arnold, kind of like I thought. So Ennis Rakestraw out there, he's going to be covering Parker Griffin. This is our speed mismatch, absolutely. And then no surprise, Amon-Ra is listed as the slot receiver. I want to see, though, how much are they going to move him around. All right, we get a condensed look. Amon-Ra in the slot, so we're definitely going to play over top here with Alohi Gilman. We get motion from Amon-Ra. They're going to play fake it over the middle, in and out of the hands of Jameson Williams. Nice breakup there from Sergio Matias. It's not a tackle or a TFL, but it certainly does help us. Another play fake for Goff. He's rolling in trouble. Brendan Mays with the pressure, and he has to get rid of it. Excellent work, and we're going to be getting 3rd down and 10 early to start. And Jacob, I'm going to be taking your advice here. We're going to be blitzing. We're going to green dog with CJ Clayton, we get pressure on Goff. Down he goes. Taken down. Chauncey Cherry, the man pressure, did its work. And we're going to get off the field. Nice job. We sent one too many, just clean through. And Chauncey Cherry, just such a good athlete, man. This is exactly what we try and do when we send blitzes. Look at the work here by the Lions offensive line. They're going to shift left to account for the stunt of the defensive lineman going to the left. So all four guys shift to the down rushers, right? You always block the down guys first. Drew Sanders mugged up on the line. They're going to treat him like a defensive lineman, and they're going to have to block him first. Well, guess what? Chauncey Cherry's running right through the B gap. There's no one to account for him. Penei Sewell, maybe he can come off and block the interior rusher, but that leaves Tyree Wilson free. We're green dogging with CJ Clayton, so if Jahmyr Gibbs stays in, we're going to rush to make sure we're +1, but Gibbs goes out to the flat, so we stick with him, and look at that speed from Cherry, just able to fly in and get to Goff. All right, here we go. Offense on the field. That's Derek Barnes walked up as a linebacker. We're going to run zone right at him. We got to watch this double team with Holloway and JPJ. Can we get to Jack Campbell? We can. This run with Genty gets us 8. Very productive run there. The double teams have got to be good, man. We have not been good in the run game with our double teams. Really just been kind of getting what's available for us and nothing more. I want to keep up using Parker Griffin as a blocker. We're really going to test the speed here of these linebackers. Can we get to the edge on a toss? 2nd and 2. Here we go. Linebackers moving fast. We get a block from Weary, though. Genty rounds the corner. There we go. That is a first down. Campbell pushes him out of bounds, but that is a great run. Heavy mug look here from Detroit. We're going to go play fake. We might have to abort the fake fast. We do. Burton, we're throwing. That's almost picked off. What a terrible throw by me. I panicked way too much because of the pressure there. Way too much. Okay, 3rd and 11. We have single high, so I want to open up the dig to Parker Griffin. We just got to get enough time. We've slid the protection right to deal with Hutchinson. Pretty confident we're getting cover 3, so we need to see if this hitch will open it up underneath. What happened here? Jeez, we somehow got out of it. Oh, what is happening? I'm like looking away for 1 second. We get sacked. No, we don't get sacked. Oh, we're alive. Oh, the dig's open. I'm going to rip the dig. I ripped the dig. I'm so happy. Now the ball's on the ground, apparently. We'll see if it's actually a fumble. For right now, Jeremy Fisher has the ball. No, Parker Griffin is down. Okay, that was an absolutely chaotic play. But now we can go back and actually look at it just from the view of, wow, that was a really nice job. So it all starts, we absolutely fall apart in pass pro here. Remember, we slid right, so I don't know what Jackson Powers Johnson is doing. Weary, he's doing his job, getting out to Hutchinson. You maybe like to think that he'd leave an arm, that left arm, to stick it out to help JPJ a little bit. So that completely falls apart. But Dale Burton, those improviser upgrades, paying off, able to break away from Aleem McNeil, climb up in the pocket, and it's just at that perfect time the dig from Parker Griffin opens up. We're able to step into it, rip it to Griffin. That's a really, really nice job. And then the ball did not come out. 5-man front here. We're going to be running 2 tight end counter. Follow Josh Mann. Beautiful blocks. Ashton Genty able to get down to the 4-yard line. Just ultra patience right there. Just wait and wait a little bit longer than you think you have to. The blocks will open up and we're able to get the first down. Now, here we go. Funky look from Detroit. What we're going to do, we're going to watch what Jack Campbell does. If he goes out with Westover, we have our routes over the middle. If not, we're going to have Westover blocking for Genty. He does not. Get it to Genty. Give me a block, Westover. Works perfectly. Touchdown Raiders. Ashton Genty this time through the air with a block from Jack Westover on a perfectly schemed up play. So we end up getting a cover 0 here from Detroit. You can see because of the stacked look of these DBs that one of them is likely going to be coming. You don't see this look here much at all unless a blitz is coming from the secondary. But what we're doing here is we're reading Jack Campbell. We have Westover and Genty both running a swing route. Westover is not a receiver in the progression. He is solely a lead blocker for Genty. And we're reading what Jack Campbell does. As soon as he rushes, I know I'm throwing the ball to Genty, right? It's pure progression. Genty is one. If instead Campbell went with Genty, what are we running here? Well, we're just running our follow concept. We have Parker Griffin as the eliminator route, and then Josh Mann as the angle route behind it, looking to separate from the man coverage. But instead what happens, Derek Barnes is the one who has to run all the way over here. And he does a good job, actually, but this is why we have Westover out here. This is Fisher, actually, not Barnes. But this is why we have Westover out here, because if it's one-on-one, well, let's just get our fullback out in front, give me one block, and then Genty's able to beat Kirby Joseph to the corner. And I did just see that the Pittsburgh Steelers lost their second game in a row. So a win here today would give us sole possession of first place in the AFC. We get a heavy look here from Detroit. They're going to come out with 22 personnel on the field. And it's going to be a handoff to David Montgomery up the middle. He'll be taken down by Brennan Mays after a gain of 6. Two-back look with Amon-Ra in the backfield. We will drop the safety down post snap. See if we can get a free rusher with the rotation. Ball out quickly to Amon-Ra. Cherry can't bring him down. Porter can't bring him down, but there is Sergio Matias. That, I think, is his first tackle. So that does start playing a role when it comes to his breakout. 3rd and 1. We have bunch. We've had a lot of success with the 5-over-3 bunch look. Goff to throw over the middle, caught by Isaac Tesla. You know what? We gave it the first down, but we actually stuck with all the receivers for once. And Detroit, they're going to go right ahead and hit us with another bunch look here. We're going to play the half quarter to it once again. Goff to throw. No one's there. He's taken down. Derek Hall wins on the rush. How about it? The half quarter play against bunch is working significantly better than box. 2nd and 18 now. Goff throws underneath, broken up by Sergio Matias. Check it out, guys. And instead now we're going to get 3rd down and 18. Extremely long situation here. We're going to rush 4, but just play man across the board. One of the rare situations where you're just going to get straight 2-man. Goff to throw. Doesn't have many routes. Shovels it to Laporta. What did I just see there? But we're going to get off the field. Drew Sanders brings him down. What a start for this defense against such a talented offense. Here we go, back on offense. We have a very muddy, mugged up look here, but I do like the matchup with offensive linemen going against these walked up linebackers. We're going to give it to Genty, going straight downhill. There we go, make your cut. We get a little bit stuck on Weary, and the gain of 8 could have been a lot more, but it puts us in a great 2nd and 2 situation. And we're going to keep on muddying up this box here. We're going to motion Parker Griffin in, then play fake it, boot it out, back to the left, see if we can win with some speed. Play fake, pressure coming, there we go. Hit Griffin, get into the edge. Parker Griffin, let the speed run. Stiff arm out of bounds at the 33. They sent cover 0, worked perfectly there. We're going to go ahead and start setting things up. How about the fake reverse to Trey Tucker? Give it to Genty. Great blocking, guys. Nice job, Griffin, getting all the way over. Springs Genty for a 33-yard rushing touchdown. Look at the effort from Parker Griffin to get all the way back across the field and give us one block to spring Genty. What a start! We just get perfect blocking here. Holloway and Westover are so quickly able to give help to the linemen, to Miller and Jackson Powers Johnson, and then climb to the second level. Westover able to handle Jack Campbell. Holloway able to handle Terrion Arnold. But the star of the show, look at the effort from Parker Griffin to run all the way down the field and get a hand on Kirby Joseph. If he doesn't right here, it's a good run. It's a first down. But that effort, something that unsmart football fans would say might be a block in the back, he just gives him enough of a forearm to slow down Joseph a little bit. It's ticky-tacky, but it's a great effort, and it springs Genty loose. All right, Detroit back on the field. We haven't really tried to run the ball much today. They're going to go ahead and start with a draw to Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to only get 2. If we can force Detroit to just be out of the situation where they can hand the ball off to this guy, then that is such a massive win for us. And they're going to come out now with the big personnel on the field, bring the fullback on. I mean, this is a situation we want to go base. We're going to send a little bit of pressure. There's Gibbs into the open field. Thank goodness we bring him down with CJ Clayton, or else he was probably gone. Just really early on, it feels like that the over front has been working a bit more than the odd front, so we're going to go ahead and stick in that. Play fake for Goff, booting right, throws it short to Laporta, but it's a great job by Clayton. Brings him down for a loss of 1. Quads look on the field. We're going to poach over. Quick throw over the middle. Isaac Tesla. First down for the Lions. That's exactly what they needed to just get a good first down. Make sure that they just feel a little bit confident. They can actually move the ball here. What is this gun gadget package? I have no idea what kind of look this is. So I'm just going to play it really safe. We're going to come out quarter, half. It's 2 back. And they have a fullback on the field. Okay, 2 back with a fullback on the field. They hand it off to Montgomery, going outside. Nice try, trying to block C.J. Hicks with Jahmyr Gibbs. Excellent work. Brings down Montgomery for a loss of 3. Goff to throw on second down. Open is Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's able to get all the yardage back and pick up the first down. 2nd and 2, Goff to throw. Outside, quickly caught. Jameson Williams just pulling away from C.J. Hicks. Williams down to the 1 before Alohi Gilman is able to get him. Bench has really been killing us, and it just feels like that those fire zones, those 3 deep fire zones, man, they are not doing the job. 1st and goal from the 1. Detroit, they're going to bring Amon-Ra in motion. They're going to hand it to Gibbs, but the blitzing Cody Barton on the run blitz, able to take him down. 2nd down and goal now. Gibbs still in the backfield. Laporta off the ball. They hand it to Gibbs this time. He walks in. Touchdown Lions. A couple big plays there on 2nd and long, 3rd and long. We missed some opportunities. Gave up 1 big RPO to Jameson Williams. We'll be okay. You know, and the great thing here is that we really haven't had to open up the playbook at all with the drop back passing game. We're going to do a little bit here. 2 high, probably cover 2. We're going to try and work the double slant here. Hit Brock Bowers over the middle. Campbell can't keep up. That's a quick gain of 8. Puts us in a great spot for 2nd down and 2. And I think we're going to go right back to what worked for us so well last week. Running some trap. Campbell walked up into the box. I'm actually going to switch to running straight power. This will give us some better blocks. Let's go ahead, give it to Genty, get right up the field, and we're going to be a little bit short. But we're just going to give it to Jack Westover right up the middle. Takes a big shot from Barnes, but that is enough for the first down. We're getting into a situation where we could take a lot of time off the clock here. And we get the ball to start the second half. We have an RPO called. We're going to read what Barnes does off the edge here. And we're going to throw it. Rip it out to Genty. Give us some good blocks. That's going to be a gain of 5. Excellent work on the RPO. But right now, guys, we're running the ball extremely well. We're going to keep on doing it. I want to keep on assigning a fullback to take the linebackers up the middle. Give it to Genty this time. Linebackers scrape over the top, not able to get some blocks. But we still have a very favorable 3rd down and 5. And we've been getting a lot of cover 3. So I think I want something like this. Something to try and open up this dig route once again. They've loaded up the front to the right side. So we're going to slide to Hutchinson. Here we go. What do we got? We got Brock Bowers wide open. Just floated out to him, Burton. Brock Bowers, Terry and Arnold cannot hang. Big first down. And it was one double. So we had the route that we wanted to win right there. Handoff to Ray Davis. Great block from Holloway. That is a gain of 9. The offensive line is putting in some serious work right now. And we've just crept under 4 minutes, and I love this handoff to Ray Davis. If Aiden Hutchinson does not crash, he does not, we give it to Davis. That is a first down. He's down to the 22. We do have an injury timeout, and it is to left guard Steve Holloway. He will have to come off the field. He will not go to the locker room, but Caleb Rogers should be in at guard now. Holloway's got bruised ribs. I would prefer to actually hold him out until the second half starts. If possible, I would prefer doing that. Give him a little bit more time. We're in scoring range. The drive won't die because Steve Holloway is not on the field. We got a tight end screen set up here to Josh Mann. Looks like Detroit is loading the front. We might have to get rid of this fast. Here we go. Hit him. Josh Mann. Great block. Fast new man. Turn on the Jets. Here we go to the end zone. Touchdown Raiders. Excellent work on the screen. There was no one out there. Olu Fashanu with a key block. And then Josh Mann uses that speed. He's just standing in the end zone, tweaking out. Excellent work. Raiders now up 21-0. First and 10 for Detroit. We're coming out with the 2 deep fire zone. Goff to throw to the corner. Broken up by Alohi Gilman. Could have been a user interception. We don't get the catch with him, though. I will take the breakup. Pass defense has been excellent thus far. We get another split backfield with Amon-Ra in with Gibbs. And we're going to drop the safety down again. This time Goff to throw. He goes outside. It's caught by Laporta. That is a first down for Detroit. 2nd and 9. Throws underneath. Caught by Amon-Ra. And he is hurt. Took a bit of a odd hit there from Mekhi Blackman. And now one of the best receivers in the league, Amon-Ra St. Brown, going to have to come off the field just ahead of the 2-minute warning. Massive, massive rep now without one of Detroit's best players on the field. We're going quarter, half. We're going to press Jamison Williams. See if we can get a little bit of a jam here. And they're going to throw the RPO. It's out but broken up by Darian Porter. Gutsy call by the Lions, but the press worked perfectly. We have speed on speed. Oh, and Dan Campbell, man, you cannot be punting here. You're down by 14 ahead of the 2-minute warning, and you're going to give the ball back to this hot Raiders offense. Kick is away. We're just going to fair catch it, and we'll start the drive at the 12. Lots of space out here to run a play-action boot back to the left. We're going to get motion from Bowers. This will drag Terry and Arnold, but we want to hit Josh Mann. Play fake. Here we go. It's a bit muddy, though. We can't get it to him. We can get it to Parker Griffin, though. First down. Let's go ahead, start going fast. We have the whole playbook open because the right personnel is on the field. Plenty of time. Ray Davis in the backfield. Looks like we have more single high. So we're going to go ahead, just work our progression. Just step up here with Burton. Time to run. We'll take it and slide down. I'll take the first timeout now. Single high once again. So we're going to work this right side spot concept. Just a nice, easy triangle read. Hit Ray Davis. That's going to be an easy first down. We'll get out of bounds. No one goes with him. We're close to midfield now. Davis still in. This looks like straight man from Detroit. We're going to try and sneak a run in. Give it to Davis. Oh, but Jack Campbell does a great job just working around the double team. We don't do a good job communicating on the offensive line. They did go straight man. And no clock run off here. That's pretty fortunate. We have man once again. So I definitely love the look we're in. The double move from Josh Mann could open things up. I think this throw probably is to Brock Bowers. We get pressure, though. Just hit Bowers. Float it to him. First down. That'll be enough. We'll get up and spike the ball. because we have some tired guys out there. I don't want to rush them too much. We'll spike it. Yeah, Bowers is tired. Griffin is tired. Let's go ahead. We got 46 seconds and 2 timeouts. Lots of new guys on the field, and now Aiden Hutchinson over on the left side. I'm going to trust that Colton Miller can handle him. And a 5-man look from Detroit. Does this right edge rusher come, or does he drop? He's going to drop. Burton, we got nothing. We're just going to take it and run. That edge rusher takes a terrible angle. See ya, Bryce Huff. That's a first down out at the 22. That should be enough rest. We go ahead. We'll get the starters back in. It looks like maybe we got quarter, half. And half is to the trip side, so half, quarter, most likely. So maybe the smash concept to man off of Griffin is probably our look here. What does the safety do? Safety does not come over, but we got man. We floated it a little bit too much. Would love a touchdown here, but a field goal does us just as good. We just don't want to turn the ball over. Off to throw again is Burton. Hit Josh Mann. There's no one there. Get up the field. We'll take our second timeout. Now we'll have 3rd and 3. This is a situation where we can just play for the first. And we can get the first down, then spike it. So we can call a pretty conservative play here. Genty's in the game. We got 2 tight ends. We should have the box to do this, but we do have Griffin on this RPO. Looks like man, so we're probably not going to throw it. Give it to Genty right up the middle. First down. Let's get to the line. Spike the ball. We will have a couple of chances to get into the end zone here. Middle field's open. We're going to peek Josh Mann on this post really quickly. It's not there. Burton steps up, breaks a tackle. Dale Burton lost the ball. It's on the ground. No, the Lions get it back. But they're taken down at the 1-yard line. I was just trying to get in, man. I thought that we could just get in. Oh my gosh. We lose the ball. Detroit is at the 1-yard line, guys. So we're going to come out and probably be really, really aggressive and try and see if we can force a safety. Like, I'm going to get right up in the grill here. We're run committing. I'm coming after this thing. I dare you to do something other than run it. They give it to Montgomery, but it is a safety. Taken down by Derek Hall. So we will get 2 points to end this first half anyways. It's not a touchdown. It's not a field goal. But it is 2 points. And that does something for us. I mean, Hall, he just crashes right down the line because we know that Goff is not a threat. So there we go. A first half of dominance comes to an end against a very, very talented Lions team. Honestly, guys, I'm more impressed with the defense than I am with the offense. Offensively, we're just playing our game. We're doing our thing. But defensively, we are getting a ton of stops. And I'm really, really impressed by the coverage. And the safety, you know, I just kind of predicted that was going to happen. Like, they're stuck on the 1-yard line. I was going to run commit every single time, no matter what, and just bank on the fact that we're going to get a stop. But yeah, offensively, like, we've been able to call our game for setup plays. You know, remember the old NCAA 14 classic setup plays where you call one play and then you open up another play that looks like it later in the game? That's what we're doing. We've hit the fake end around. We've had some motion before runs that will turn into motion into play action. So there's a lot of stuff there for us to do in the second half, and we get the ball. And there's no reason for us to stop being aggressive. We know this Lions offense can score just like that. I haven't seen anything on Amon-Ra St. Brown. I didn't look and see if he was back in the game. But we can't cut the Lions out because this is an offense with a ton of talent, a ton of speed. They can score very, very quickly. So this game certainly not over, but we get the ball. We can start working a little bit of clock so we have some long drives. And don't worry, I will certainly remember to take Cody Barton out of the game. And speaking of our linebackers, I did just take a look. Sergio Matias only has 2 tackles thus far. Now, he has certainly still been impactful, just not in the ways that his breakout game necessarily seems to care about. But we've come out here, guys. We've run the fake end around. Now we're going to go ahead and try. Hand the ball off. to Trey Tucker. Do we get the Lions to bite? We do. Trey Tucker in the open field. Oh, what a move! Trey Tucker! No way! Did he just do that? This is a rout! Touchdown Raiders! Oh my God, what a juke from Trey Tucker. This is what I'm talking about, man. Like, why do we trade Brock Bowers when we just have this group of little spark plugs all over our offense? Bowers makes a big third down catch. Griffin makes a big third down catch. Man on the play action gets a touchdown. And then Trey Tucker on his first touch takes it all the way. And it's the threat of our amazing running back, Ashton Jeanty, that ties it all together. Look at how the defense collapses down onto Jeanty. Aiden Hutchinson's the only one who can stop this, but he takes too aggressive an angle inside. And Hutchinson, he's amazing. He's a great athlete, but he cannot move agile enough to get Tucker down. We get a great block from Jack Westover, and look at how Parker Griffin runs off the Lions DBs. Like, this is pure effort. Look at that. He takes them 20 yards down the field. And what does that do? Oh my goodness, Burton just got destroyed by Hutchinson. That's probably a penalty or a fight on the field. My gosh. But what does this do? It allows Tucker to get to full speed, going straight downhill, and set up Roper with the move. And look at that juke. That juke is awesome. And then Dotson, this is not good reaction. You'd love to think that he'd be able to make this tackle, but he can't. And Trey Tucker, he's got speed to burn. 14 yards rushing allowed so far by this defense. What a first half they had. Now they're going to come out second half. You got to think that it is passing time for the Lions. You got to be thinking that they can't afford to run the ball here. They don't have the time, down by so many possessions. Motion from Amon-Ra. We're playing quarters. We're okay. It is a play fake, and they're going to throw it to Amon-Ra out in the flat. Breaks a tackle. He is certainly back in the game. That is a quick first down for Detroit. But he's a little bit behind the 8 ball here. 2nd and 5. Play fake for Goff again. Hits his tight end. That's a first down. Hicks can't bring him down. And this might be the best drive already today for the Lions offense. And I think I'm going to play cover 9 to this side. Half, quarter. Get the jam on Jamison Williams. Throw out. There is Gibbs on the corner route. Another tackle for Matthias. We're starting to rack them up a little bit here now, guys. But I don't love how quickly Detroit is moving down the field. We'll see. We'll go 5 over 3 against this bunch. Ramsey's going to have to be responsible. We're not in bunch anymore. So, yes, we are. We are still in bunch. Goff to throw. We're playing middle of the field. There is Gibbs wide open. They're just feeding him right now in the passing game. I think we might have to respond and start going a bit more man to have someone guaranteed on him. This time it's Drew Sanders. It's kind of the perfect guy I want in this situation. Screen, trying to set it up. Get it to Gibbs. Nice job, Drew Sanders. Get away from the block. Tackle for a loss of 5. Quarter, half. We're playing cover 6 to the condensed side here. Goff to throw. Everything short. It's caught. First down would have been if it wasn't 2nd down and 15. But now we got 3rd down and 5. A situation where I think I might want to feign some pressure and stunt things up a little bit. We're going to get in these receivers' faces, though. Right up on the line. It's 3rd and short. Montgomery in the game. Goff to throw. Wide open. Over the middle. That is Laporta. He's taken down at the 1. They're probably going to score here, but we have kind of done our job and forced the drive to take a little bit of time. That's pretty much all we can do at this point. Gibbs back in the game. Goff, he hands it off to him, and he doesn't get it. That's just more time coming off the clock. Tommy Donaldson takes him down. 2nd down and goal. Goff, handoff again to Gibbs, this time just like the last time. We stop him on 1st down. 2nd down they get in. It is a touchdown for Detroit. But is it too little already starting to be too late with a 30-14 deficit. And Detroit will go for 2. This is a really big 2-point conversion. It would make the game 2 scores. It would make it 15-point game. So this is a big conversion attempt here. Goff swings it out to Gibbs. Can Matias get there? Nice job! Sergio Matias stands up Gibbs. He may not get the breakout, but he is breaking out in our hearts. Stops Gibbs. That's still a 17-point game. Massive, massive stop. Look at that tackle in the open field against one of the shiftiest runners in the NFL. All right, here we go. Right back on offense. And guys, don't tell me that you're going to give me this. This post route to Trey Tucker. Middle field is open. Do not tell me that we're all of a sudden going to have the Trey Tucker game. Use the motion. We already ran a play fake off this once before. It's not there. We're just going to step up, run with Burton, pick up 9, not fumble the ball. Ideally, we take the rest of the quarter on this drive. We should have enough plays, enough window dressing, enough stuff to make this happen. We're going to give it to Genty on first down, get right up the field. That is a first. That will mean the clock continues to run. Give it to Ray Davis. This time takes a big shot from Derek Barnes, but he's still able to pick up 7. The clock is moving here, guys. Down within 3 minutes of the end of the third quarter. We're going to go play fake again to Ray Davis off the motion from Bowers. Reed. Bowers to man, I think, is what I'm going to do here. They crash down on Bowers. Hit Josh Mann. Nice throw from Burton. Josh Mann used the speed inside the 40 down to the 31. Guys, it's just not fair how good this offense is. Little shift here. We're going to use Parker Griffin as an insert blocker. And we're going to give it to Ray Davis going right up behind Griffin. Nice blocks. That's another huge run. It feels like every single time that we run the ball that we're just getting 8 yards a pop. It's frankly amazing. Braylon Allen in the game. Single high again. Perfect time for the play fake. Here we go. Oh, look at Griffin. Wide open. Hit him. What a throw. Down to the 1. Took the contact, but that man is a beast. Just hangs on through the hit. Braylon Allen in. We give the ball off to him. This time he's able to steal the touchdown from Parker Griffin. Just falls ahead the couple of inches we needed for another Raider touchdown. Guys, the offensive explosion today is just an absolute treat to watch. So all that hard work for Detroit, and they're still down by the same amount that they started the second half with. Absolutely awful for the Lions. They're going to come out in the empty look with bunch. We're going to play 5-over-3, stump things up here. They're in empty, so we're expecting pass. Goff to throw out towards Tesla. Cherry not able to get there in coverage. Clayton brings him down as the third quarter is going to come to a close. All right, fourth quarter, up by 24. Very close to getting to that point where I'm comfortable taking these starters out. They're dumping it off to Gibbs once again. We have an injury timeout. Derek Hall is going to sprint into the locker room. Okay, I guess Derek is hurt. He's going to have to come off. I'm sorry, I think that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Tyree Wilson is in. Goff to throw. Lions are just passing the ball, trying to get down the field. There's Gibbs. That was an insane turnaround. It's another tackle for Matias. Hall has bruised ribs. You know what, Derek? You can stay in the locker room for a little bit longer. Oh my gosh, that was maybe far too funny than it needed to be. But I don't know if we're going to get our tackles for loss for Sergio Matias, unfortunately here, guys. It's not a situation where tackles and loss are very conducive. This pass caught by Amon-Ra St. Brown, speeds away from C.J. Hicks. That's going to be a Lions touchdown. Like I said, they could score fast, but I really think this is too little too late. Detroit did go for 2 to try and make it a 2-score game once again. This time 16 points. They didn't get it. Drew Sanders ended up getting a sack. It was a pure coverage sack. That's why I didn't even bother showing it. But right back on offense, we just got to keep the long drives going. We got a great look to run outside zone here to give it to Ashton Genty. We'll have a DB in the box. This should be a really clean look. Nice job, JPJ. We can't quite get inside of it. Our second down throw was incomplete, so now we have 3rd down and 9. This is actually a situation where Detroit, they could get themselves off the field here. So I definitely want to convert, because a score on their next drive could make things a little bit scary. But the pressure gets to Burton. There's no one there. They ran straight man-to-man coverage. The mesh didn't open up, but when you run man coverage, there's no one to account for the quarterback. No one in the middle of the field because they ran 1 double. And that's too easy. 1st down. Raiders, let's keep the clock moving. Pitch it out. Ray Davis speeds away from Aleem McNeil, taken down inbounds. We have another injury. Who is this to? It is to Ray Davis, so he's going to come out. We're getting a little bit banged up here today. It's kind of the nature of the beast when playing the Lions. They are a very physical team, regardless of the outcome. Genty will be back in, but at this point, we just got to let the clock do its thing. Genty going to run, pick up another 1st down, just way, way too easy. Oh, Braylon Allen, what a run. Able to get in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the afternoon. Just ran right through the arm tackle attempt of 2 Lions. We have broken 40 points. Took a lot of time off the clock. I think now, guys, we are safe to take the starters out. And time has run out. Of course, because this is Madden, the Lions just started moving right down the field against our backups and scored a quick, easy touchdown. But one big run from Braylon Allen got us to the 2-minute warning, and we were able to kneel out the rest of the game for a 44-23 win. Absolutely massive. Tons of big plays. Some of the best plays we've seen all series long from the offense. Just big play after big play, and the defense played spectacularly. Second half stats may not show it, but that was just because we started just playing more conservative. I wasn't playing as much man. I was playing more zone, more match, just letting the Lions come to us. We didn't have to be aggressive, so we weren't. But what an absolutely fantastic game. We take on the NFC North Gauntlet that I thought was going to be challenging for us. Maybe we'd be lucky to come out of this 1-1. And we come out 2-0, and we saw the Steelers lost, so we're the number 1 seed in the AFC right now. Very efficient day passing for Dale Burton. The only blemish on his report card is that 1 fumble. Only 38 yards rushing for Jahmyr Gibbs. Excellent work by our defense. We ran the ball extremely well. I mean, the yards per carry is going to look insane with that long run from Allen and then Trey Tucker as well. Receiving, we threw the ball well in the first half. We didn't really have to in the second half. Again, it was just Parker Griffin was the guy who showed up this week. And defensively, Sergio Matias did get his tackles, but not his TFLs. Look at the nice game for Chauncey Cherry, though. 8 tackles, a TFL, a sack, and a PBU. 2 PBUs for Matias. We might still get something for him. Derek Hall had 3 TFLs and a sack, but this was really good pass defense, especially from our linebackers with a couple of PBUs. Really, really impressive game all around. Okay, so we're talking fairly positively about Sergio Matias. But then that second notification there, yeah, he only gets the XP. He doesn't get the dev trait boost, but he does get 2,500 XP. That's still really good for him. And that's a great way to end this episode. We're going to go a little bit shorter here today with 2 games, but I think this is kind of fair for like a mini episode. With the little stop in the NFC North, we have 2 games back in the division that you're going to see next time, because we got the Broncos and then we got the Chargers. Then we have Minnesota and Washington looking ahead before our bye week. Just taking a look, everyone again loves Jamarcus Russell. Look at that. The only people that don't love him 100% are the media and the players. But hey, wins are wins, and our record speaks for itself. We will see you next time for the next episode of the Raiders franchise. Definitely go ahead, leave your comments, your questions down below, things that you want to ask me that I can answer during the next episode. I think it's a really great way to interact with you guys in the community. Also, let me know what you want to see for the next Chalk Talk. I got some ideas cooking, but definitely go ahead and let me know what you think, and I can go ahead and try and put some stuff together. Obviously, as the real NFL season's worn down, the scheme talk and things being really popular to talk about aren't going to be as common. So this is where you guys get your opportunity to really shine and give me some ideas to talk about as we head into those long spring months without any football. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you're new, like the video if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.